Hey, tiny man. Yeah, you. Welcome to the garden. Isn't it beautiful out here? Warm, green. That smell in the air, sweet, floral, rich, like something is absolutely begging you to come closer and just take a little bite. I want you to really breathe that in. Take your time. Enjoy it. I'm Hammy, and I am so glad you made it because today I'm going to walk you through 5 plants that are going to eat you alive. Not metaphorically, not, oh, this is a tough situation. Literally dissolve you into nutrient soup and absorb you through their cell walls. We're doing a countdown. It's educational. You're going to learn things. Some of those things will make you want to never go outside again. That's fine. That's a normal reaction. Let's start. Number 5. Plant number 5. Pitcher plant. Okay, so here's the situation. You're wandering around the garden, minding your own business, not hurting anyone, just living your tiny bug life. And you catch a smell. Not just any smell. The best smell you have ever encountered in your entire existence. Sweet, warm, rich. Like someone took everything good in the world and concentrated it into one single scent. Your bug brain is lighting up. It's saying, go up. Go toward the good smell. Whatever is making that smell, you need to be near it immediately. This is the most important thing that has ever happened to you. So you climb. You climb up the outside of this tall, gorgeous, pitcher-shaped leaf, and you reach the top. And honestly, it's incredible up here. The inside of this plant is beautiful, deep red, like the inside of some kind of exotic fruit with nectar glistening everywhere. Free nectar, just sitting there. You start walking along the rim, lapping it up, having the time of your life. Really living. Peak bug experience. And then your foot slides, because the entire rim, and I mean every single centimeter of it, is coated in wax. Microcrystalline wax. The plant grew it there on purpose. The one surface you needed to stay on is the most aggressively slippery surface in the entire garden, and you just walked all over it like it was a sidewalk. Your arms pinwheel. You do a little spin. You go over the edge in slow motion, fully aware of what is happening, and you splash directly into the digestive fluid at the bottom. It's a very undignified ending to what was, up until a moment ago, a genuinely great afternoon. Now you're thinking, okay, I'll just climb out, right? You swim to the wall and you reach up and the walls are also waxed. Of course they are. This plant thought about this. It put wax on the rim so you'd fall in, and then it put wax on the walls specifically so there's nothing to grip once you're inside. There is no foothold. There is no exit. Your arms are already tired from the climb, and now you're treading fluid. And the fluid is not water. It is digestive juice. You are, right now, being slowly broken down. The plant is extracting nitrogen and phosphorus and magnesium directly from your body because it lives in nutrient-poor bog soil. And it has decided, after millions of years of evolution, that bugs are a free lunch. You specifically, you are the free lunch. And pitcher plants are not all the same, by the way. They come in remarkable varieties. Some are small enough to only catch ants. Some are large enough to digest frogs and rats, actual rats. And one species, I need you to look at this, one species is shaped exactly like a toilet. Not kind of like a toilet, like a toilet. The lid produces nectar that lures in small mammals like tree shrews. The shrew eats the nectar from the lid, which overhangs the opening, and the bowl below catches whatever the shrew leaves behind during the meal. This pitcher plant has evolved specifically and deliberately to eat poop. That is its whole nutritional strategy. And you know what? It works great. The shrew gets free food. The plant gets fertilizer. A wholesome, beautiful, deeply disturbing symbiotic relationship. I respect it more than I respect most things. Oh, and one more thing about pitcher plants before we move on. Some species are large enough, we're talking genuinely large, to drown small vertebrates. There are documented cases of pitcher plants found with the remains of rats inside them. Rats, not bugs, rats. A rodent went up to a plant, smelled something nice, and made a series of decisions that led to it becoming soup. If a rat can make those decisions, you absolutely can too. And apparently did. Moving on. Subscribe, dude. Seriously, hit subscribe right now. Pitcher plants are only number 5, and there are 4 more leafy assassins on this list, and they get significantly weirder. Okay, number 4, plant number 4, Bladderwort. You got out of the pitcher. I don't know how. I don't need to know how. The point is you escaped, and you made a very smart decision. You jumped into a pond. Water. Open space. No walls. No wax. No weird smells. You're just swimming. The sun is filtering down from above. Little fish are doing their thing nearby. You feel genuinely good for the first time since this whole experience started. You're healing. You're recovering. You think, you know what? The garden isn't so bad. I just need to be more careful. I've learned my lesson. Gone. In less than a millisecond, you brushed past a trigger hair on a Bladderwort trap, and a vacuum door opened and sucked you inside before your nervous system had even finished registering that something was near you. One moment you're swimming. Next moment you're sealed inside a tiny underwater prison that's about the size of a sesame seed, and the pond you were just peacefully floating through is right there on the other side of a translucent wall. You can see it. You can see the light filtering down. A small fish swims past, completely unbothered. You are in a sesame seed of doom. Here is the mechanism, because it is genuinely one of the most impressive pieces of biological engineering on this planet, and I need you to sit with it for a moment. The bladderwort continuously pumps water out of its bladder traps. This creates negative pressure inside. The inside of the trap is always under a kind of desperate inward suction. The door is held shut by that pressure differential. The moment anything brushes one of the trigger hairs, the door springs open. The pressure equalizes by pulling in whatever is nearby, and the door reseals. The entire sequence takes about 1/500th of a second. 1/500th. That is 10 times faster than you can blink. There was never, in any universe, a version of this where you react in time. You were already inside before the story started. Then it digests you in stages. I had to read that sentence twice when I found it. Not all at once, in stages. It dissolves your head first, then your body, then your legs, like it's working through a methodical to-do list. Head, done. Body, done. Legs, done. Great, next one. The bladderwort mostly eats nematodes and mosquito larvae, but it will absolutely handle a tadpole if one wanders too close. It does not discriminate. It does not hesitate. It just pumps water, builds pressure, and waits. Somewhere in that pond, right now, there are hundreds of these traps sitting in absolute stillness, ready to fire. Every pond you have ever swum in. Every puddle. Think about that. Anyway, number 3. Plant number 3, Sundew, back on land. Good instinct. Water was a catastrophe. You climb out of the pond and you're on a mossy bank, golden afternoon light, and you look to your right and you see this plant. And I have to be honest with you. It is genuinely, objectively beautiful. Long, delicate tendrils fanning out in a perfect rosette shape, and every single tendril is tipped with this glistening jewel-like drop that catches the light differently from every angle. It looks like morning dew. It looks like something you'd find at a high-end florist. It looks like it was designed by someone who really cared about aesthetics. It was not designed by someone who cared about aesthetics. It was designed by evolution to kill you specifically. Those drops are not dew. They are glue, a powerful, specialized biological adhesive that the Sundew produces and replenishes continuously. The second your body makes contact with any part of any tendril, you are stuck. And here's the thing that makes this worse. The plant can feel you struggling. It has actual mechanosensory responses. It knows something is caught, and it responds by slowly curling its tendrils inward toward whatever is stuck, bringing more tendrils into contact with you. More glue. More surface area, more stuck. You're not getting free. You were never going to get free. The harder you struggle, the more thoroughly you're wrapped. The secretions coat your breathing holes, spiracles they're called, little pores along your body that let air in. When the Sundew's secretions clog them, you suffocate, while being wrapped in tendrils. While being simultaneously dissolved by the digestive enzymes the plant has also been releasing this whole time. It is a hug and a dissolving and an asphyxiation happening at the same time. And it takes a few minutes, and there is genuinely nothing you can do about any of it. Compared to drowning slowly in a wax pitcher, some people might argue this is actually the nicer way to go. I would not personally argue that, but some people might. When it opens back up, there's a skeleton. Just the skeleton. Everything else is completely gone, absorbed through the plant cells directly. And the Sundew is already resetting. Fresh glue reforming at the tip of each tendril like it just got a full tank of fuel. It needs roughly 5 to 10 prey items per year. So statistically, it's not even particularly hungry. It caught you as a mild snack, a light nutritional supplement. You were a vitamin. I want you to really sit with that. There's a cousin plant worth mentioning briefly, the Bladderwort. Same general concept, except instead of delicate tendrils, it's a flat rosette of broad, sticky leaves lying close to the ground, optimized for more surface area. No curling, no hugging, no drama. Just a flat, sticky death mat. You walk onto it. It waits. That's the whole thing. Very no frills. Very efficient. The Bladderwort does not have a personality. It just has leaves and patience. And apparently that's enough. Plant number 2. Corkscrew Plant. Okay, new strategy. You have learned. You are staying low. You are avoiding everything beautiful. No flowers, no glowing drops, no gorgeous colors, no sweet smells. You are done being lured. You are just crawling through the dirt, staying under the radar, and you feel genuinely pretty smart about it. Dirt is safe. Dirt has no digestive enzymes. You've got this. And then you see a tunnel. Small, dark, set into the soil. Spiral-shaped, kind of architectural looking. Where does it go? Could be anything. Could be nothing. Could be treasure. You go in. The inside of the tunnel spirals inward and downward, and there are these small hairs on the walls. Soft, fine, pointing inward. Moving forward is completely smooth and easy. The hairs lie flat as you walk deeper. It's actually kind of cozy in here, safe, hidden. You feel good. You decide to go a little further, just to see what's at the end. And then, a little further. And then you think, okay, that's enough. I'll head back now. The hairs go the wrong way. Every single one of them points in the direction you came from, so moving backward is like pushing against a wall of tiny needles. Forward is still perfectly easy. Backward is not. You try harder. The hairs push back. They are not strong individually, but there are hundreds of them. And together, they make retreat genuinely painful. Your only available direction is forward. So, you go forward. And after a very long time, after the spiral has taken you deeper and deeper into the soil, the tunnel opens into a chamber. A small, quiet, warm chamber, with digestive fluid in it. Of course, that was always what was at the end. The plant never claimed otherwise. You just assumed. And here's the part about the corkscrew plant that I think about more than almost anything else on this list. It does not produce nectar. It has no scent. It doesn't glow or shimmer or wave or do anything at all to attract prey. It just grows in soil that is naturally full of tiny organisms, protozoa, mites, small worms, nematodes, and it sits there, and it waits. It doesn't need to lure you. You walk yourself in, every single time. The plant does absolutely nothing. You do all of the work. You found the tunnel. You chose to enter. You kept going deeper. The plant didn't even have to try. I find this genuinely more upsetting than anything else on this list, and I have spent a lot of time trying to figure out why. Boop the like button. It really helps me out a lot. And we are finally at number 1. I know you've been waiting. I know. Here we go. Plant number 1, Venus Flytrap. I know what you're thinking. Venus Flytrap. Classic. You've known about this one since you were 6 years old. You've seen it at the garden center. You've watched videos of it snapping on flies 1,000 times. You think you know exactly how it works. You think you're too smart to fall for it because you've been paying attention this whole video and you've genuinely learned a lot and you would absolutely just not touch it. First, the name is a lie. Venus flytraps don't mostly eat flies. Their actual diet breaks down to roughly 1/3 ants, 1/3 spiders, and 1/3 miscellaneous insects and small organisms. Flying insects make up only about 5% of what they eat. 5%. The trap has been named after a prey item that barely shows up in its diet. The PR was exceptional. The reality is you, standing in front of it thinking you're the exception because you read the Wikipedia page once. Here is how it gets you. The inside of the trap is a vivid deep red, the exact color of ripe fruit. Your brain, which was built millions of years ago to find food, looks at that color and says, fruit, sweet, good, safe. And there's a nectar scent coming from it too, because of course there is, the plant thought of everything. You step inside. It's warm. It's comfortable. You touch one of the small sensory hairs on the inner surface. Nothing happens. You relax. One touch isn't enough. The plant evolved a 2-trigger system specifically to avoid wasting energy closing on raindrops and falling leaves. One touch does nothing. You take another step. You brush a second hair. The trap closes. Not slowly, not dramatically, fast. In a fraction of a second, both lobes snap together and the long cilia along the edges interlock and form a seal. There's no warning, no buildup, no music sting. Just open and then closed, and you're inside. The trap can only perform this movement about 7 times before it dies, so it does not do it carelessly. It committed to you specifically. Out of everything in the garden, you were worth 7 of its remaining snaps. You should feel honored. You really shouldn't feel honored. Now, and this is one of my favorite details on this entire list, if you were smaller, you could technically escape. The cilia don't fully seal at first. The trap leaves small gaps and tiny prey can wiggle out through them. The plant does this on purpose. Digestion is expensive, energetically speaking, and very small prey isn't worth the cost. So, small things get a second chance, a little biological mercy, but bigger prey, your size, can't fit through the gaps. And as you struggle and keep brushing the sensory hairs from inside, the trap reads the repeated triggering as confirmation. Large prey, worth the investment. It clamps down harder. The cilia interlock completely, airtight. And here's the detail that I think about more than almost anything else about this plant. Each individual trap can only open and close about 7 times before it permanently dies. 7 snaps total. That is the whole budget for that trap's entire life. After 7 snaps, it turns black and stays closed forever. So the plant built in a careful conservation system. 1 trigger doesn't fire it, 2 triggers do, because 2 triggers in quick succession means something alive is moving in there. Not wind, not a raindrop, not a dead leaf. The plant has no brain. It has no awareness. And yet it built a conditional resource management system that is more disciplined and careful than most humans are with anything important in their lives. It saved its snaps, it waited, and then it used one of them on you. I hope you feel chosen. Digestive enzymes start releasing, and now you wait. The Venus Flytrap takes between 5 and 12 days to fully digest its prey, depending on the size of the meal. 5 to 12 days. That's not a quick process, that's a commitment. The plant is patient. It has been doing this for millions of years, and it has gotten very, very good at it. When the trap finally opens back up, there's a skeleton inside, which the next breeze carries away, and the trap resets, and the next time something steps inside, drawn by the red color and the nectar smell and the complete failure to learn from history, it does the whole thing over again. It will do this 6 more times before that trap dies. Then it grows a new one. It always grows a new one. And here is the thing I keep coming back to every single time I think about this list. The pitcher plant, the bladderwort, the sundew, the corkscrew, the Venus flytrap. None of them can move. They are rooted. They cannot run, cannot chase, cannot follow. They have no brain, no nervous system, no plan, no awareness that you exist. They are, technically speaking, just plants. And between them, they have independently evolved 5 completely different, completely effective, completely inescapable trap mechanisms, each one specifically tuned to exploit a different type of prey behavior. Each one refined over millions of years of trial and error, using nothing but biology and time. You, with your legs and your nervous system and your ability to perceive danger and remember information and make conscious decisions, you walked into all 5. You were lured by a smell, vacuumed up from open water, glued by something beautiful, walked into a tunnel out of pure curiosity, touched a hair twice inside a thing you already knew was a trap. Every single instinct you have, every evolved behavior your ancestors passed down to you was turned against you by something that doesn't even know you exist. A thing that is, by every measure, just sitting there, quietly, patiently, knowing, not knowing. It can't know anything, but somehow knowing that you were going to come to it. Sit with that for a second. Actually, sit with it. So many great ways to be eaten. Honestly, the garden is full of them, and we've barely scratched the surface. Now watch this one next. Or else, see you next time.